How important is it for Britain's economic future that it leaves with a deal, or can it go it alone in the global economy?
Thanks, Hannah. I think the no deal scenario is not a realistic one, where you say, well, in that case, we're just going to crash out without any agreements or understandings about how trade between Britain and Europe will be conducted. And I think that would have been like me at some point in divorce, just tearing it all up and saying, well, I'm just going to walk out. I mean, the truth is you can't really do that under these circumstances because economically that would be very disruptive for a time. I think the people who argue for that are being disingenuous about how disruptive it would be and how ordinary people would be affected in a way that they haven't been thus far. Because thus far, actually, normal service has been maintained. But hard no-deal Brexit would be a complete disruption of cross-channel traffic, air traffic. It would be, I'm absolutely sure, a self-inflicted disaster. So I think you've got to have to do the divorce that you negotiated. For better or for worse, for all its imperfections, this is it. This is what's available. This is what she negotiated. Probably there could have been a better deal with a better prime minister, but this is it. I don't think it's a futile quest, though, to come back to what I said earlier. I think Britain needs to follow through on this. The proponents of Brexit need to recognise that there was never going to be a perfect Brexit. I'm very suspicious of people, and there are clearly some people in the European Reform Group who, having come thus far, would like Brexit to fail so that they can say, well, you see, Brexit was never done. If only it had been done, we'd be in a better place. If that's their game, that they're going to just claim that Brexit would have been wonderful if only it had been done, then I want no part of that. They made this happen. They campaigned for it. They greatly understated the costs. They told fairy stories about money for the NHS. And this is the result. And they need to own it. And they need to make it work. I'm very against another referendum. I don't think that would be at all a good outcome. Imagine if they held another referendum and
huge
Remain
numbers
won.
of people are going to feel completely cheated, whatever the outcome.
Everybody who voted for Brexit will never trust the established political system again. They will leave the Tory party en masse.
Trust again.
So
it would break
I
trust.
think, yeah, and you know, alternatively, you'd rerun the referendum and Leave would win again. What would that achieve? So I think we should dismiss the idea that there is some heroic Churchillian no-deal option. That is not nonsense. That is just recklessness. And that's recklessness that will affect the lives of ordinary people. And by the way, that too would lose trust. If the Conservative Party presided over the kind of economic upheaval that a no-deal Brexit would cause, they would forfeit the confidence of the public for a generation. What's the alternative at this point? That would be Jeremy Corbyn, the most left-wing leader the Labour Party's ever had. So it's a matter of political responsibility not to make Brexit an economic disaster. That seems to me the strongest argument for getting this withdrawal agreement through with all its imperfections. Is she going to do it? She's so incompetent that she probably will fail again. What will then happen? Like students who haven't quite got the essay finished, they'll ask for an extension. And I always felt that 2 years was too little time. So, getting divorced took me 4.25 years, as long as the First World War, with very similar results. And I think, I wouldn't be surprised if Brexit takes another 2 years and then probably drags on after that with negotiations about the implications. But that's what divorce is like. And I just wish the people who'd made it sound like it would be a quickie in Vegas had been a bit more honest about what divorce was really going to be like.